VollGazzRacing Season 11, Division 1, Round 7 here at the Mobility Resort Motegi, here in the land of the rising sun in Japan. So we have 9 riders here today. Nelson making his grand return to the grid after getting lost in Australia. He went to Australia, he was fighting for a podium, it all went pear-shaped, and then he simply vanished. But he has resurfaced, and he's gone from being a Pramac rider to now being on the factory Aprilia. So, we'll see how the 2-time champion gets on, as well as VTR, who today has his first chance at becoming champion. To see the easiest way it can happen, VTR takes victory, Reps finishes 6th or worst. So he's got to score more, he's got to score 10 points or more. He is 45.5 points ahead, and he needs to be 55 points ahead after this race. So he has to finish on the podium at least. That's the minimum required for VTR, which I think he'll do. It's very rare he's not on the podium. So we just have to wait and see. We had a bit of a chaotic Division 2 race around here, and hopefully soon we'll be greeted by one of the riders in that race, Mogsy. I don't know what he's doing, maybe he's finishing his dinner or something. But anyway, meantime, while we wait for the Prima Pramac rider, VTR begins his lap as he heads towards turn 1, braking hard down into 2nd gear, I believe he'll be. And now he fires out the RSGP, 5th gear, and now hard brake into turn 3 using 2nd gear, maybe 3rd for this corner, or does he hold it in 2nd? You can do either one. None is wrong, neither is right. Just across the first sector point now, hard braking at the DHL boards for turn 5. Nicely done. This corner's a bit weird. And now into the tunnel, he's hit the outside curb that tiny bit, but it's fine. Through the 180R, nicely done there. Well, swift change of direction for the chicane. And then change again. And now we head towards the 2 hairpins. Now, these corners cause quite a lot of havoc for Division 2. Lots of people crashing, running wide. So many different lines are being taken. It just caused so much chaos for everybody. We can now head towards the hairpin. And then we'll start the longest straight on the circuit. Down the hill, going over 300 kilometers an hour. 6th to 2nd gear. Into the 90-degree right-hander. Down the hill, really hard to set the bike up for. Under the tunnel again. Through the fast left and heading towards Victory Corner. You need to use the curb but not use it too much and invalidate. VTR just getting away with it there. Up to the line he goes. What lap time is he going to set? It's a 40.3. Nelson on his return. He's got a bit of traffic. Enrolled. They can't quite find who it is. Schmoys. And Schmoys goes 2nd as they expected. And Nelson goes to 3rd. Rolge not setting a lap time. Nick jumping. Where is he? Crossing the line now. And he goes to 4th. Hulikar, the pole man from a couple of rounds ago. Might have been the old pole man from a couple of rounds ago. Goes 3rd. And Reps, the man who holds the cards to stop VTR from becoming champion, is now rounding out his opening lap. Up to the line, and he goes 5th. Amir Tahitha. He is... Whoa! And Reps just about stays on there, but that's his lap time gone. So here comes Amir. There's 2 corners to negotiate. for the Mooney VR46 rider, but unfortunately he has invalidated his lap time. And he's Howling. Now this is where I remember Howling first seeing him back in like season 3 in MotoGP 20, where he would just send it into every single corner, full brake, full sliding. The bike was all over the place into these hairpins, and he's just still not quite got the confidence in the bike to do what he wants with it. But I'm sure as time progresses, he will just get better and get more comfortable in riding the bike how he wants. It's not quite. He can't quite ride like he wants to, maybe in like he could in 2021 or in 2022, because the way the engine works with the gear, with the shifting, does restrict how much you can shift down at a single point. But he comes Howling up to the line, and he goes to 6th. Not that far. He's only 1,000th away from Reps in 5th. So the end of the first round of laps, it is advantage VTR ahead of Nelson in 2nd, so they are most likely going to be your race winning contenders today. Reps 1.5 seconds off. That he can't afford to have that kind of pace in the race. And then we have Rolled, who is approaching the end of the 2nd sector roundabout now. Heading into the 3rd sector, he's just missing in the apex there, but he's well, no idea where he is on track, unfortunately, in terms of lap time. Going a tiny bit wide. And now we head into the hairpin. Down the back straight. Heading towards the downhill 90-degree right, and the rear end just looking ever so slightly. Getting a bit sideways, nicely getting the bike stopped. Not quite hitting the apex, but he got it stopped, which is the most important thing. Missing that curb there, and now into the victory corner. Up to the line, Schmoy's just in front. Improves his lap time ever so slightly. And Rolch goes to 7th, setting the exact same lap time as Howling. And Reps needs to improve his lap time quite drastically. Nicely through there. He's doing a lot of curb. Maybe not getting the best exit cut of it, but still a very decent run. And now up to the line. And he goes into 4th. So here's Nelson, and Howling's gone down. I think trying to get out of the way of Nelson. Oh, Nelson's overshot turn 3. And VTR is on another improvement. He's lost in the 2nd sector. Schmoy's, who only improved a tiny bit last time round, is improving again. And he's continuing into the 3rd sector, down the hill, heading towards the final 4 corners. Well, he's running the hard front, not the soft, so maybe he's trying to get a gauge of what the race it's going to be like in the race.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
It's fine. Just make sure you have all your settings correct.
For the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all good.
So, currently we have 5.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. Amir just jumps up into 4th place at the exact same lap time as his teammate Hulikar. So Mogsy, how was your Division 2 race?
Well, as some of you may have seen, I took the win, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's always good to be racing on Motegi, especially if you win. I do enjoy this track. It's probably one of my favourites, and some others least favourite. But so I think that also one of my favourite today. And Aaron also had a quite an unlucky race, so it kind of worked for me. So.
And when you look at the top two guys, VTR, I didn't even realise VTR has improved since. Go to 40.1. Where do you think the difference can be most made around here?
It's just hard to say with these boys. I have no clue where they make the time up, and it's just mental. I feel like I'm going really quick, and then you look at the times these boys are doing, and it's insane. It's like, and VTR's just gone down in the final second. But yeah, like some corners it could be made up on the brakes, but like corner speed is can also be quite a big part on this track. So, yeah.
So the German Nick jumping is just going through the final corner now and a run up to the line and a little bit of a wheelie, but that's okay. Heading towards the start-finish line even, and he sets the exact. A lot of people saying the exact. Look at that! It's a three-way tie for 7th place. All the third row saying the exact same lap time, and you got a tie for 3rd and 4th as well. So people having a bit of a knack for setting the same time for some strange reason. As Schmoyes now, who is I don't know who Pepper's Geo is, but Schmoyes running a very funky helmet. Very yellow, pink and blue. Losing a bit of time in the second sector. As we now headed towards the V corners. Now, I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch the race back, but a lot of action was going on, especially in this sector of the track, because everybody's running wide, taking different lines. And it's quite a task, especially when you don't understand, when you've not been practicing with some people, you don't know what their preferences are, whether they prefer to brake early, brake late, turn tight, take a V. So I feel like, and also I think you did a good job of turn 1 as well on the first lap, because you got spin, but I think you just hugged the inside and just, as everyone went really wide, you just took all the positions back.
Yeah, it was. I did have quite a bad jump off the line, but yeah, I seen a couple of people go wide into turn 1, so I just thought I'd stay tight, and I just went up the inside of a couple of them and stuck there now, and so it was pretty good.
So if the qualifying result matches the race result, which is highly unlikely, but if it does, that would mean VTR would be your new champion. Ooh. And Reps is boxing. He's not going to have long to get out. He's not good. I don't think he's going to be able to get back out in time.
I haven't, been watching Div 1 much, but from what I've seen, his VTR has been at the front, like nearly every race. I think he's won the last 3 races, no?
Yeah, he's won a lot of races. He's won every race but 2, I think. And unfortunately, the man who did win those 2 races, Craig, is not here.
Yeah.
And also any other challenges he had, just sort of, he had Shea, he's only turned up twice. Sire left. Craig's had problems. So lots of people who would have been able to challenge VTR, unfortunately, have just vanished. So it's meant that VTR has had not an easy time at the top, because he still had some very difficult races. But is the task to become champion has not been as difficult as once that was first thought of at the start of the season. But anyway, Hulikar, who's been quite a good improvement over the year, he started off in 8th, and now he's constantly challenging the podium and front rows, and he improves his lap time. Everybody's on the last lap, so he runs wide, and he's got away with an invalidation there. But VTR and Nelson have both had invalidations. VTR will be able to go again. Nelson won't. So Nelson is locked in for 2nd place. But I think he'll be fine. Reps is not going to get back out. Howling, I think, is the last one on a proper lap now. Currently sat in 8th place, 1.6 off the pole position time. So he's still adapting to this game. He is many months behind everybody else. Only picking up this game about 2 months ago, so he's still understanding things, and gonna have to wait and see. Maybe if for season 12, if he can make more of that gap up, and as time progresses, he'll get to the same level as everybody else. But Nelson, Amir, Schmoys, Reps, and Rolge all ending their sessions with invalidations or being in the pits. Nick Jumping must have just sneaked the start of a lap, which he has, and he's in the first sector, coming to the checkpoint now, and he has grey sectors everywhere, so it looks like not a lot is going to change.
Oh, Julie Carr just running wide in the last sector. It's going to lose him by the time. He's not improving anyway, but it's definitely going to end his chances of getting that P2.
Yeah, so VTR starts the season have been great, and they started on the left-hand side, so it's sort of a bit of a... If that does happen, he could be in a world of trouble, because having a lot of people on his inside. But if he has a bad enough start, then that might work in his favour in a way. And do what you did. As Howling does improve, as he sets the exact same lap time as he has before. And that was just Nick Jumping and VTR to end the session.
So if VTR wins, he's champion, or does like one of the other riders have to finish?
So if VTR wins, Reps must finish 5th. It's 10 points.
Right, okay.
10 points the winning margin. So
yeah,
it's VTR first, Reps 6th, VTR second, Reps 9th. Yeah. And if VTR's on the podium, then that's not enough.
Right, okay.
It's not third even. So VTR has to finish first or second for it to happen.
Yeah.
So VTR on pole for another time, ahead of his teammate Nelson in second with a VR46 3 and 4. Schmoy's in 5th, making it an all-Italian top 5 in manufacturers. Reps takes 6th, Rolger 7th, Nick Jumping is being given 8th, and Howling Siege rounds out the field in 9th. So hopefully people have got the right tyres, because the tyre choice is medium's the softest option, isn't it, on the rear?
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to use a soft. And I definitely wouldn't use a soft if it did anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed that one of the riders used the hard... I think a couple of riders used hard rears and they really struggled, so I think the temperature's isn't warm enough for the hard rear to be used to its advantage. What I can tell. Well, I'm expecting like a universal hard front from everybody, unless there's some riders that for some strange reason prefer the medium front, which can offer better tyre wear, but in terms of temperature it's not as good. And everybody's ready. I think that's the quickest I've ever seen anybody ready up. Usually takes them about 2 minutes.
Okay. This is probably the first Div 1 race I've watched properly, so yeah, I'm quite excited for this one.
Should be interesting. Everybody, Hulikar's gone for the harder option rear tyre. We'll see how that goes later on, but the lights are on, and we are now off. And it's going to be, Nels at a pole start. Mia launching from the second row into turn 1, and Vito's to hold it round the outside, but that's not going to work. He's run really wide, and he's lost a load of positions. Lots of people on the grass as well, but it is going to be Reps who leads the way from 6th on the grid, ahead of VTR in 2nd, Amir in 3rd, and Nelson in 4th.
Oh, VTR just running a little bit wide.
And that's going to allow Amir to retake 2nd place, to go down the straight. And now look at Nelson's looking round the outside of his teammate into the braking zone, into the curb.
Clipping the back of
Reps. God. Oh, and Schmoys has gone down. Amir now takes the lead from Reps, and there's been all sorts of carnage.
Oh, Nelson got up.
Nelson's into the lead somehow. I don't know where that's come from, but Nelson takes the lead in front of Amir. Just about as Amir's looking, and he forces his way underneath. Oh, and he's gone down. There's massive contact, and somehow everybody stayed on. Unbelievable. But Nelson, for once in his life, I think has profited from a chaotic situation. Reps is now 2nd, Hulikar's 3rd, VTR is in 4th, Rolls is 5th, Nick Jumping 6th, and Howling in 7th. There's a massive group as VTR is now being attacked by the RLF and Prix, and he's hit the curb. And Rolls has now gone through, so VCR's having a tough time of it at the moment, not what he needs. When he can win the championship today. And here comes Rolls in the slipstream, and so comes Nick jumping as well into the braking zone. And VCR's sort of been boxed in like he's being boxed by a police car.
Oh, he's gone back at the inside.
He's gone dead wide, but everybody's gone wide, and he's just able to hold on to 4th place. And now Nick Jumping's got up the inside of Howling. That's not going to work at Victory Corner. So after a chaotic lap 1,
on the back of Julie Carr.
Yeah, so he's going to go round the outside. No way, he's going to go round the outside in the braking zone. He uses the curb.
What a move.
And he's through, but he's going to take a wider line. And Julie Carr's going to up the inside. Howling's gone down at turn 1. You see his bike sliding into the gravel there. Of course, this is the scene where you caused that massive incident in Division 2 in the wet.
Yeah.
Who can forget that? But VCR back in the podium places now. 2.1 seconds behind the leader in Nelson. Nelson's managed to get away scot-free, and he's pulling on Reps ever so slightly. Not by much, but just a tiny bit. But Reps in a championship holding position. As we now enter the chicane.
Yeah, so everyone's tyre choices are pretty different, with Nelson going on a medium rear and a hard front. Reps is on a hard, VTR's on a hard medium. Julie Carr's on a double hard. Nick Jumping hard medium. So everyone's, hard medium, hard. So yeah.
Well, VTR's made another mistake in the hairpin. I'm guessing it's simply just down to preference. I mean, I preferred I'm trying to remember, whenever it's like medium hard, I always preferred the hard tyre, but I never had to race in cooler conditions, so I guess that's
Nelson's gone down.
Unbelievable.
So Nelson goes down at the
Nelson had that's the 90-degree corner.
Oh right, yeah.
So Nelson, he was out in front by 1.5 seconds, and he was pushing, and unfortunately he's pushed too hard. And I just hope that this isn't the downfall that we've seen so many times from Nelson. But now that inherits Reps the lead. That sentence doesn't make any grammatical sense. But Reps inherits the lead from Nelson's mistake, and VTR is now into second. So the top 2 in the championship are first and second in the race. Reps yet to take victories, taken a couple of podiums. I feel like he's been held back by the Honda, because the Honda isn't the most competitive machines compared to the Aprilia and the Ducati.
And Mia's just looking at the back of Nelson. Oh, he's a little bit far away.
We've also got Rolge and Howling at the back, fighting for the wooden spoon. And VTR is now on the back of Reps. He's looking up the inside of the chicane, but no way through at the moment for the championship leader. Into the V-shaped corner. I'm guessing VTR's going to just...
a little bit wide.
VTR I think is just going to try to set this up for the back straight. But he has at the curbs. That's just hampered his run into the hairpin. And he keeps hitting that curb. I don't know if he's doing that on purpose, but it does scare him, because I feel like his front's going to just wash out when he's doing that. But he's lost time, actually. He's lost 4 attempts in that third sector. And Reps just braking nice and conservatively. And VTR's ran wide. So in theory, Reps is going to have worse braking because of the harder rear tyre, but I know the Aprilia is in general weaker in braking than most bikes, so that could be a factor, as Howling has now dropped behind Rolge for 9th place. But knowing Howling, he'll try and fight back as soon as possible. And Reps and VTR both wide at turn 1, they're both pushing, and Hulicar's gone down. And Nick Jumping now moves into 3rd. And Schmoyes has gone down. Deary me. And that now promotes Howling back up to 7th place, with the Rolls having to move out of the way. So the Mooney VL46 riders have got pace, and unfortunately just a bit of bad luck. And now Nelson
to attack Nick Jumping
on the brakes. He's going to run into nearly run to the back of him. And the Aprilia moves his way through on the RC16. And Nelson's back inside the podium places. And Nick making a bit of contact with the rear tyre. But luckily nothing going wrong, as Rolge and Howling now fine once more. And the American's going to has had to let Howling back through. But he's going to take him for the cut back. But then Howling hold the inside line. But that now means Rolge's got the inside line for the V-shaped corner. But Howling's holding it on the brakes. And he's done so, and I think Howling's just going to hold on to position, but now that means Rolge is going to have the slipstream for the back
Howling
straight.
just outbrakes him.
Oh, and Rolge is now at the inside of Howling. And I feel like VTR might be looking at the move sooner or later at Reps because he's in overtaking range. Here we go onto the brakes. I think Howling's going to brake later, try and brake later than Rolge, which he has done up the inside. And Rolge is going to get the cut back on Howling. Side by side into this corner. Oh! Contact between the two. Somehow both of them stay on. But now we're going to go back to the front. Oh, it's just not quite able to. How is the slipstream on this track when you're behind someone?
It's pretty overpowered. It's just cutting the glass. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it does drag you in quite a lot. That's like it can be good, but then also going into like certain corners, like the 90 degree, it can suck you in a lot and also like just ruin the race pretty much.
Here comes VTR. He's in the slipstream. He pulls out to the right, onto the brakes.
Not braking.
Just not close enough to pull any form of move up. But Roger and Howling are still fighting. They've been side by side for nearly a lap now. But unfortunately, we've got to look at the front, as this is the race for the lead and the championship. As VTR goes up the inside, but now it's going to surely run wide, and Reps is going to get the better. No, VTR holds firm, using the corner speed that the Aprilia has over the Honda, and now Reps has got to hope that VTR's not the strongest in this section.
Oh, he's a little bit wide.
This is the corner. VTR keeps running the curb, running really wide mid-corner. Reps is going to get a lot of slipstream, a lot of gas. And he's got the inside line for the hairpin, and he's back through. And he's going to force VTR onto the curb, but now VTR's got the slipstream. And the Honda's pulling out as they go onto the brakes. Howling's gone down again, so that's his battle with Rolled Over, unfortunately. But Reps holding on.
Amir and Julie Carr just Nick jump.
VTR's down. VTR goes down on his own accord at the victory corner, and his teammate Nelson retakes second place. Big mistake by VTR. It didn't look like he did anything wrong. He just changed direction. He just went. It's really unlucky for VTR, but that gives Reps some breathing room. 3.6 seconds, it's all deja vu from Division 2.
Yeah.
Whoa! And Hulicar goes down again. He gets a long lap penalty, he hits the grass in the braking zone of turn 3, and he's lost the front, and he's now down to 7th place. So the two Aprilias both crashing. VTR's at the grass and he's down again!
VTR's gone down.
Unbelievable.
Again.
And VTR's now down to 6th place. Big mistake from VTR. And he's just gone from potentially winning the championship. Well, I thought he was. Well, after qualifying, he was in championship winning contention. And now it's the opposite. It's the opposite way round. And VTR's definitely got some work to do now. He's run from this far back before, but he doesn't have the same pace advantage. And Nelson, ever since VTR's got off his tail, has started to reel in Reps by half a second. So, the chase is on. Can Nelson catch Reps? Hard rear tyre versus medium rear tyre. Aprilia versus Honda. Dutchman versus Portuguese.
Just gained another 2 tenths into turn 1, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I know Nelson's going to be in that mode of sort of like, yes, it's coming, but he just needs to make sure he doesn't get too excited because that's when things go wrong. But when he's in this positive mindset and he can ride the way he wants to and how he wants to, that's when he can extract the most lap time. And Nelson, I don't actually remember. I don't think he's even won a race this year on this game.
No.
So it'll be his first win since I don't know, like season 9, probably.
Yeah, it was quite some time ago.
And the gap's now 2.2 seconds, so Nelson's really shrinking this gap. The moment that pressure's off, it's doing well.
But he's going to be using quite some tyre, so he's got to So
You will be.
we'll
You
have
will,
to-
you will have the tyre information, so you can see the difference in wear.
Yeah, that's just... Well, from what I've seen, Nelson's got more front tyre than Reps. He's used that hard quite a lot on the rear. So it's around the same, really. And
Yeah. So it'll be that case of because it's colder, he's using more, the tyre
Yeah.
spinning more to gain temperature. So it's working against Repsy. He's got less grip, more tyre wear, and Nelson is just closing in. More and more, he's gained about setting 8 tenths to a second this lap. If he can just stay on 2 wheels, not let the pressure get to him, victory could be his for the first time in maybe a calendar year.
Oh, VTR just moved up on roll.
Roll, yeah. Look, will he fight back? Will the American fight back? I can't see it happening.
Not close enough.
No, but, so VTR, that's 1 more place gained.
Oh, we'll just... Nelson's lost 4 tenths in. Reps has just gone wide, so...
That might be why.
So is Nelson.
VTR, I think he can catch Nick jumping. I think for Mir it might take a big mistake.
Yeah, oh...
So, he's only gained 2 tenths since this time last lap, so perhaps he's definitely turned it up or Nelson's made a mistake. So we're always at the curb as well. So the momentum's just been halted ever so slightly. The VTR is closing in on Nick jumping as expected. And Howling, I think, and Schmoyes, they had a massive battle in Silverstone a couple of weeks ago, and I think they might be resuming that battle soon if Schmoyes can get to the back of the Cassini Ducati.
Roll looking to attack VTR into the 90 degree.
Here we go, down the straight, here's the slipstream. But VTR's just stronger on the brakes. The RSGP 23 versus the 22, but Nelson, VTR on a bit of a slide there on exit, you're always on the curb as well. So Reps holding firm against Nelson on that previous lap. And here comes Howland's going down again. Rolls retakes the VTR. So VTR's got to pass him again. He's going to go round the outside. He's run off the track. Nick Jumping's gone down.
Oh, Nick Jumping's gone down.
Rolls just gone down. Oh my god. The VTR's been really let off the hook there. That could have gone so much worse for him. Oh, he's had a big moment as well.
Oh, he's in the gravel.
It's all going wrong for VTR today. And Schmoyes now picked up a long lap penalty.
He's got to be careful one more, and he does. So is Nelson. So
yeah, and he comes Rolls down in the slipstream with Schmoyes into the braking zone, rolls up the inside of the Prima Private Racing Ducati, and Schmoyes just didn't. I don't know if Rolls going to let him back through, but I think Schmoyes just didn't set the bike up in time. He had enough time to set the bike up and let him through, but he's got long up anyway, so his race is over. But VTR, it's surely 4th place for him now. Because I think since that crash, it's all gone wrong. And Nelson, 1.6 seconds, 4 tenths this lap. He's going to have 3 laps to catch around about 1.5 seconds. It's going to be interesting as Hulikar is battling with Rolge now as Schmoyes goes down again. So 1.5 seconds, half a second a lap or more is needed for Nelson to take victory. Nelson won't be able to remember his last victory. Unfortunately, I can't because it's been that long. But if I was to guess, it would be season 9 somewhere.
Yeah, probably around there. On the Ducati, was it maybe Pramac
or Honda?
Or Honda, yeah.
He definitely won in season 7. I know that.
Yeah.
And he didn't win it. Whoa, Rolls having a big lockup into turn 3. He didn't win in season 8, so we'll have to just wait and find out after the race. But it seems like his progress has been halted ever so slightly Still only half a second, but this is the sector where he gains a lot. The Aprilia is able to turn. The hard rear tyre doesn't offer the grip, the side grip that the medium does. And Steve Nelson he's just not gaining enough at the moment. He's running a little bit wide on entry, but he's going to gain it all back on the exit. And he's gaining, but he's just not in enough range at the moment. He gains so much in this third sector, but it's just not enough.
I mean, if he carries on riding like he does, I think he will catch reps before.
It's going to be tight.
Final calls.
So he will get slipstream as soon as he falls under half a second.
Yeah. So reps will definitely know how close he is. So he's just going to have to try and.
It's a battle of nerves. So half a second taken out on that last lap. Nelson does have to be careful for track limits though, and so does VTR. Because if you don't take your long lap, you do get 7 seconds added to your long lap penalty. And the long lap here is a bit deceiving, I'd say, because it's fairly easy, but the way it's constructed is a bit weird. The entrance can easily catch you out.
So
Nelson running wide. That might be it for Nelson unless Reps makes a big mistake. Nick jumping, holding on to 5th place. But I think Hulicar and Rolls are going to be closing the gap. Alan's going to have one more lap to beat his long lap. Nelson, once again, he's closing in this 3rd sector, but it's just not enough. Reps needs to make a big mistake. But the mistakes aren't coming. He's doing everything perfect. He's hitting all his markers. He's not running wide. The bike's not out of shape. He's just doing everything as he knows how to do. Keeping it simple. Right into the bike's limit. On his limit. I think Roll just made some form of error because he's now behind Howling again. I'm guessing he runs straight on at the hairpin.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he did drop. Yeah, so as we've seen last lap as well, Nelson, the gap between these two drops under a second in this final sector, so Reps is definitely stronger in the first two. And
so here we go. It's the last lap. This has got to be the most perfect lap of Nelson's life, and Reps is going to have to make some big mistake to allow the chance for the Aprilia to take a victory. Honda haven't taken a victory since last season, and I think it looks like in Honda's home circuit, victory might be theirs. Hard on the brakes into turn 5. The gap is staying stable at 1 second. We do know that gap shrinks as soon as it gets to sector 3, but I think Reps is just doing enough to hold on. Nick jumping is being closed in on by Hulicar, but I just don't think that might come down to the last corner. But Reps, he's doing everything perfect. He's not running wide. Oh, he's not too wide there for the hairpin. And the gap's staying at a second. He's holding firm.
So as we start to see now, he's just lost 2, nearly a tenth, so this is where the time is going to come down, but I don't think Nelson's going to be close enough to attack.
Yeah, just 4 more corners to go. Nice conservative braking for Reps into the 90-degree corner, perfectly hitting the apex. Into the fast left king, and into the final corner. And Reps, for the first time in VollGass, is going to take victory here at the Mobility Resort Motegi in Japan. Nelson on his return takes second. And Amir Tahifa, I think, is going to take his first podium of the season. VTR takes his 4th place, the first race he's been off the podium. And Nick jumping holds off the VR46 Ducati.
The Howling is going to receive a 10-second penalty for not doing his long lap.
And Nelson gets a long lap on the sighting lap. Not sighting lap, but cool down lap. So there we have it. Reps takes the win ahead of Nelson in second, Amir third, BTR fourth, Nick jumping in fifth, Hulikar sixth, Roll 7th, Schmoy's 8th, and Hattling Seed rounding out the field in 9th. For some reason, Nelson's been given the long lap penalty, even though he did that after the race. But anyway,
yeah. BTR taking the fastest lap
by half a second as well. He had the pace, but big mistake. So we will. I'm not sure if Amir or Reps will join the party, but we will join Nelson. So Nelson, on your return, second place. The victory was definitely for the taking there, but unfortunately, just a couple of mistakes too many cost you that chance. But what's it like to return to division to VollGass and come back with a second place?
Oh yeah, nah. The win was definitely on the cards today. Although it was not my my number one goal to do that today, of course that would be a great result to come back to full gas like that. But I came back to Aprilia hoping for a good result, as this bike really gives me a good and confident feeling, and I can push a little bit harder. But unfortunately, I took the lead early on, and I had it in the bag, to be honest. I could drag it along the race, but I just braked a little bit too hard, pushed a little bit too hard into the 90-degree turn. And all of a sudden the front went, and to be honest, I thought the podium was not going to be on the cards anymore, so I just started pushing a little bit and regaining my pace, and I just found myself in the podium places again, chasing reps. But he was absolutely perfect the later stages, and it was just annoying. I was faster in the last two sectors, and he was faster in the first two sectors, which it doesn't add up. You don't gain or lose anything, so it was a bit hard to catch him back up. But GG's to him, and unfortunate for VTR, but you can get it next week.
Yep. So that is probably going to be it. So VTR will have a chance to win the title next week at the Chang International Circuit. Possibly flag-to-flag races there, who knows, depending on how the Asian weather is during this time of year. Luckily it held off for today in Japan, but I know if the race took place yesterday, I think it would have been raining, so could throw a big spanner in the works if the heavens open. But that's been it from me and Mogsy, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.